Y'all ever watch a movie as a kid, vibe with all the songs, then you watch it again as an adult and you're like, wait, this was basically a full-on therapy session. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast in 1991 had us all singing along, like it was all enchanted castles and musical teapots. But the truth, this story is deep. And look, I'm not saying Kendrick Lamar wrote Beauty and the Beast, but if you've ever listened to How Much a Dollar Costs, it basically feels like the remix. Whoever thought you would hear Kendrick Lamar mentioned with Beauty and the Beast? Both stories are about pride and judgment and how thinking you're above somebody can come back to bite you. Or in the Prince's case, turn you into a whole beast. But for real, if Kendrick did have a Disney era, that would be wild. So today, we're breaking down Beauty and the Beast like it's a TED Talk on storytelling. So check this out. The Prince is living his best spoiled life. He's under 21. No empathy, no kindness. Just rude. Didn't care about anybody but himself. Then this old beggar lady shows up at the door like, hey, can I get some shelter in exchange for this rose? And the Prince, with the audacity of like 10 Gastons, was like, hell nah, with your broke. Now, if you've ever heard How Much a Dollar Costs by Kendrick Lamar, you probably already know where this is going. Kendrick's over here in this song refusing to give this homeless man a single dollar. And just like the Prince, his pride was way out of pocket. Because pride, it'll have you thinking you're the protagonist and everyone else is tragic. And here's the twist. That old beggar was really an enchantress. Classic Disney. Imagine turning down a little kindness and you get hit with a
Got him! Got him!
Now the prince is a beast, the castle is cursed, and all the servants. Like, dang, the servants too? Now they are talking household appliances. Bruh, that's a level of petty that the IRS, I don't think they would pull. Well, maybe they would. Now let me get my TED Talk on real quick. One of the greatest storytelling techniques, transformation. The best stories show how characters grow and change. And not just on the outside, but on the inside. The prince's transformation into the beast, that's not just punishment, it's symbolism. The ugliness that was already inside him, now the whole world can see it. Think about it like this. You ever met somebody that was so mean that no matter how physically attractive they may be, they just still look filthy? Like a beast. Well, that's the prince. Except Disney was like, we gotta make it literal. So later we see Belle, she trades places with her dad, no questions asked. Straight sacrifice. And I gotta mention one of my favorite parts of the whole entire movie. Go ahead and starve. That was wild. That line was hilarious and it was like the most empty, petty threat ever. Belle was not afraid of this dude. And just like Kendrick and How Much a Dollar Costs, the beast starts to realize he's the villain in his own story. Every time he looks in the magic mirror, it's like facing his own truth. The mirror wasn't just some plot device. It was a reflection of everything he didn't want to see about himself. And that right there, my friends, is another storytelling gem. Mirrors and stories are rarely about reflection. They're about revelation. The beast's mirror showed him the world, but more importantly, it showed him who he truly was. And just when we think this beast can't grow anymore, he levels up again. Belle wants to go see her sick dad, and Beast allows her to go just like that. Bam. That's real love right there. That's sacrifice. My man handed her the only mirror that he had, his last connection to the outer world, and he said, take it, be free. Imagine being on house arrest forever and giving up social media. That would be crazy. That's kind of like what it was. I don't. Kendrick Lamar's song has a similar moment when he realizes that this homeless man that he's been talking to is actually God in disguise. It's like his whole soul got put on blast. It's that gut punch of understanding, the weight of how selfishness can cost you everything. And when Gaston fell to his doom, we as children didn't even bat an eye. We could have done the electric slide right after or whatever, went outside and played, ate ice cream. It didn't matter. We as kids, it didn't faze us. That's what you get for being a villain, Gaston. And then the beast dies and we're all in the living room as children holding our breath like we just lost Mufasa. But nah, to our surprise, the inner prince, he lived. Then those magic sparks started raining down from the sky, and as a kid, I was like, that looks like Skittles or something. I don't know. You couldn't tell me that wasn't divine. And if it wasn't for copyright, I'd play Peebo Bryson and Celine Dion's song right now and have all of y'all in tears, including myself. Man, I love that song. That's a really good song. But real talk, what's the moral of all this? Tale as old as time. Growth is painful. Pride will get you cursed. And sometimes the person who needs the most saving is the one staring back at you in the mirror. And for real, rest in peace to Angela Lansbury. Miss Potts sang us into emotional oblivion and we loved every second. So who else watched Beauty and the Beast and realized it was like Disney's version of a Kendrick Lamar track? And like many of you know, pride comes before the fall. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if a mysterious old lady offers you a rose, just take it. Just say yes. Trust me. Nostalgia King here. I'm out. Peace.